Welcome, everybody, to this week's podcast, an amazing podcast. It's going to change your life. We hope this is so impactful that you want to share it with your family and friends because it actually had some great practical advice. We're ready to talk about how to recession-proof your life. My name is Mark Kohler, and I'm here with the amazing Matt Sorensen.
Yeah, and I think this episode is for everyone. We're all having to deal with this recession, whether you're a small business owner, real estate investor, crypto, stock investor, you just got an IRA or 401k, or you're paying $6 a gallon for gas, right? Like, this is something everybody needs to be thinking about. And we know you have. And so we've got some ideas here that I think will be helpful in sorting through it and maybe giving you some information. That's going to be my goal here, to help you make some better decisions and know what to be doing, because we're all dealing with it.
Wow. Okay. I was a little too passive for me. I'm going to throw this out for some of you that want some kick-ass strategies.
Okay. All right.
So in the last 2 to 3 days, Matt and I have made it our goal to interview a number of financial advisors, investors in the stock market, real estate investors. I was just at a real estate conference this last weekend, getting market analysis updates on different sectors. We've been interviewing young and old, married and single, corporate and entrepreneurs. And we've come up with, I've got 3 pages here that has been distilled down to 5 to 6 things you people need to do. These are, yeah, sure, calm ideas, think about it, whatever. But I'm going to give you some things that I think are just no-brainers you got to do. And I've been watching Ramsey today and Cardone and Pomp and 5 other videos and podcasts. I think it's legit, man. Can you get there?
Okay, I'm gonna get there. Let me just deliver first, and then you decide. But let's just deliver this first.
Okay.
Let me make you, if I can make my opening remarks, and maybe you make your opening remarks here on where we're at right now.
I think I just made mine. You were generous enough to let me. You make your opening remark, and then I've got point number 1. Okay.
All right. I think and I'm going to get into some stats. Okay. I kind of geeked out on the stats on this because I think it's really important to just get into the actual numbers to understand what's going on. But if you look at what's happening, the stock market, and I'm going to get into some numbers on that, has crashed. I don't care what anybody says, it has crashed. I'm going to get into the numbers and we're going to talk about it. Crypto crashed. Now, there's a lot of context you need to put to that, because crashed from at what point? We'll talk about that.
Yep.
Real estate market, super strong still, very strong. Small business, very strong. A lot of small business owners, our clients, like, man, I couldn't hire people anyways. I needed a breather to deal with all the increased demand I've had over the last couple of years. Like, I could appreciate a breather right now, but most small business is doing great.
Yep.
So we've seen some investment asset areas, stock market and crypto. For those, we talked a lot about crypto. We know a lot of you have invested in crypto. Almost half the nation has bought crypto, have seen significant decreases in value.
Okay.
And there's the I word, of course, inflation.
It's like Indigo Girls. I mean, I love their concerts. Okay. All right. I word, inflation. Okay. All right. So let's hit it. Here's my first point that I think all of us need to take into account in recessioning. Okay, a recession-proof your life. So I'm going to make these, and we'll put this in an article. I'm sure that will be down in the description. You can click on and for some heavier or more detailed reading. Again, if you find this helpful, please share it. That there's a lot of people that are scared out there, which leads to my first point, which is don't panic. Get involved, learning. So a lot of people want to put their head in the sand when things happen like this. Oh my gosh, I lost my retirement. No, you didn't lose your retirement. It just changed the balance. You're not going to dump and take all your retirement in one day. You don't come home and put it on the table and go, here's my retirement. No, you take an income from your retirement and the balance is down. The market's weird right now. We hear the word inflation and recession. And yes, we see expenses rising, or our expenses going up and costs rising. But here's the point. Do you still believe in, Coca-Cola, Apple, our country, the dollar? Look around the world. I'm not a doomsdayer. I don't think we're going to go completely in the toilet here. Get your thinking cap on. Be aware. consume, get informed, but don't freak out. That's,
Yeah.
I think, number one.
And I will say my first tip, which maybe we'll say two, which parlays off this one nicely.
Okay.
And since we all have our thinking caps on now, I love that one. I said when teachers would say that in school, I'd always like roll my eyes. I'm like, oh, because I had it turned off.
I was off. Okay, now I'm on. Yeah.
Oh, with that switch. Go. Okay. Here's the biggest takeaway for me. This is the number one. Don't panic and sell. If you have assets and you're like, I need to sell, don't panic and sell. I'm going to give you a couple reasons why. Okay. And I remember when COVID hit, you know, and we kind of had that was the last recession. When the pandemic hit, we actually had a recession. That's 2 quarters of negative growth. If you remember, it seems so long ago, but we actually had a mini little recession. And then we had all this government stimulus and everything that brought us back, and people kind of got a little more comfortable, and we weren't all in lockdown and all this. So we actually just had a little mini recession just a couple of years ago. But I remember a lot of people and clients would call and be like, they wanted to sell. And they were terrified. They wanted to go to cash. And this is something, cash is trash, guys. You do not want, I mean, yes, we love cash to buy things, but you want assets. And if you're invested in assets right now, what's the number one rule anyone will tell you? Buy low, sell high. What is the market right now? Low. What do? Buy. You don't sell. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, let me give you a stat. Okay, I always want to illustrate this.
Okay. This is good because I've got a point that contradicts that. I don't want people to know. Cool. There's a lot of podcasts out there saying you need a bigger cash position. But
okay. All right. I'm going to challenge that belief. Okay. I'll give you a couple reasons why. This is the stats. I got some stats here on the stock market, and I'm going to hit crypto here in a second. And again, real estate's been kicking butt. So, you know, don't worry there, but stock market. This is the third biggest crash this year, 2022, valuation of the stock market to date right now, third biggest crash in my lifetime. The first was the Great Recession, or the Great Financial Crisis. This is the Wall Street, the mortgage crisis, 2008. Okay. That was a 36% correction in 1 year in the stock market. Guess how much we're at right now? 21%.
Okay.
Okay. The dot-com boom, it was the second one. It was only 22%. If you remember the dot-com, this is 2000, and there was a whole dot-com boom, and a lot of the tech stocks just like fell off a cliff. Okay. All right. So we're almost at number 2. Like the only other thing in my lifetime, Mark's lifetime, that's greater 1 year reversal on the stock market was the Great Financial Crisis.
What about Black Monday? What was that? Or, was that 88?
So that's the Great Depression. That was a 40% stock market change.
Okay.
And honestly,
your lifetime, I love it, everybody. That dated me more because, well, that wasn't in my lifetime.
Let me just say this. Even World War II only resulted in a 13% stock market correction. Okay. So,
what was the 2008 real estate crash?
The Great Financial Crisis. That's what it's got dubbed.
36%.
Yeah. But this is an important thing. If you take the Great Financial Crisis in 2010, let's say we're kind of through it. Remember, it's kind of started in 08, 2010 to 2014. In that 4-year window, the stock market doubled. So if you got out and were like, I'm out, you missed the whole rebound. The market doubled. Not only did it recover with the losses, it doubled. And so, you didn't get up the upside because what did you do? You sold low. You didn't buy low. You sold low.
All right. Now, we'll come back to this cash topic.
Okay.
I think so many of you see some a variety of recommendations here. Okay. And Matt, that was a fantastic one. Don't panic and sell. Hang on for the rebound.
And I got some caveats on that because I want you to analyze it, but I'll get to that in one of my final points.
Okay. And I've got, maybe that'll come out in my counter argument. Okay. So number 3, now remember everybody, I just said, go in with perspective, don't freak out, be aware, be educated, be sharp. Number 2 is don't panic and sell just to get into a cash position when you can ride those assets back on the rebound. Number 3, a little more back to basics here in a sense too, is do a financial statement. Find out what you got. When a recession hits, it's time to update your financial statement. Where are your investments? What is your real estate worth? What are the mortgage balances? What do you have in your IRA? What do you have in your Roth? Oh, you've got that old IRA still sitting around over here? Okay, this is time to clean it up. It's time to do a little cleanup. When a storm comes, you button down the windows, you shut the door, you bring in the carpet from outside, you kind of clean house. So doing a little cleanup here makes you smarter and wiser in your next decision you're going to take. So don't, again, be loosey-goosey, really tighten it up and do a personal financial statement. You okay with that, man?
Love it. I love it.
Okay.
I love it because that's going to tie into my last one.
All right.
It's a great.
Well, I've got about 4 or 5
You need
more.
to do that one. You need to do that one before I do that one I want to go on. Okay,
Okay.
I got it. I got another one.
I got one that dovetails off that, but you go.
My next one is don't be the dumb money. Be the smart money. What is dumb money done? And this kind of talks about my last comment, but it's a little different angle on it. I think there's awesome stats on it. Okay. One of the big trends we all heard in the news and in the financial world is kind of the Main Street investor, the retail investor, the Robinhood investor started buying stock. And this is before the pandemic. Before the pandemic, retail investors, us individuals out there just buying stock on our own, not using advisors, not financial institutions, not hedge funds, just the retail investors, us buying our own stock. That accounted for 10 to 15% of the market before the pandemic. It doubled during the pandemic to 20 to 30%. It got up to 30% of the stock market was now just individuals buying and selling. And what happened is it was a mental thing of buy. We're making money. The market's going up. Buy more. And now it's shifted to, oh crap, the market's going down. Sell. And it's kind of perpetuated the market to rise faster than it otherwise would, and also drop faster than it otherwise would, because there's a lot of people doing dumb things. And they're scared, and they hear all the financial news.
Sorry, I just got a tweet on the Amber Heard Johnny Depp case. Can you hold on a moment? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Sorry, you were saying people
Breaking
are dumb
news?
things.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was watching for breaking news. Were you talking about me being dumb? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Tuning back in. Okay. So play for the long game, and this is an interesting point. Also in the data, and this is from a Goldman Sachs podcast, and they had some awesome stats on this, on what's been going on in the market. One trend that they've seen is ETFs. People who buy ETFs who are kind of just like, I'm just going to go long-term. I don't even know what the hell to buy, but I'm going to go buy something. Cool, fine, go buy an ETF, whatever. But like those have not unchanged, because people their emotions aren't in it. They're not in the, oh no, it's going down, I sell. It's going up, I buy. And so they're just like, just buy. I'm just accumulating assets. And so don't be emotional. Don't be the dumb money. Be strategic and be in it for the long haul.
Long haul. Okay. That was on Dave Ramsey's podcast too. Beside just telling everybody to calm down, is you're in for the long haul. It's okay. It's down 20%. It'll come back. Doesn't mean you need to jump off a cliff. Okay. My next one here, I'm titling Pay Attention. In a recession, we need some austerity. For some of you, it kind of came of all that word was used a lot in the European crises about 5 years ago. Austerity means tighten the belt. Watch what you're spending. Be careful. In a recession, one of the best things you can do is reevaluate. Do I really need to eat out 3 nights this week? 2 nights? Can I buy in bulk rather than buy just one-offs? Can I get a better price per item by doing a little more storage in the house? Do I have auto pays in my debit card? I haven't reviewed in a while. This is a great time to kind of go through the credit card statement, the bank statement, and start paying attention to all the little things. One of the best ways to be smart in a recession is pay attention to the little things. It's not always just do one big thing. It's doing the little things, watching the spending, watching the value you're getting for your spending. And we're going to be talking about how to recession-proof your business next week. One of these is, am I providing enough value to my customer so they don't cut that cost? We need to be better consumers. We need to be smarter consumers. In a recession, it's where the weak, get eaten by the lion out in the field, right? The recession hit, the slower 20, they're goners. So so let's be smart. Pay attention.
Okay, love that. Okay, my next one is going to be, let's call this one, should I stay or should I go? All right. Should I stay or should I go now?
I got it. You don't have to say it.
If I go, there will be trouble.
I don't want this on our playlist.
Yeah.
Is this on our playlist for the band?
I think it should, dude. Isn't that the Clash? That's a, if I go, it will be double.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Okay. Okay. So come on and not
okay.
I'm not doing vocals, guys. Don't worry. I'm just playing guitar. I've never seen you guys. This is terrible. All right.
Okay.
When Mark was saying analyze what you've got, I want you to analyze what you have to decide whether you should keep it or do something else.
Ooh.
So let's say it's the rental property. Okay. Let's say you've got a rental.
Okay.
And this is an important real update for any of you real estate investors. Rents have gone up. As we're talking about inflation, what's the one thing you benefit as a landlord? You better be increasing your rents by at least 10%. And there's a lot of markets, it's a lot more. Okay. So let's reanalyze the assets you have. All right. And the first thing I would do is look at your rents, make sure you're charging rents. Then look at that property and say, all right, how did this perform? How much has it appreciated? Probably a lot. What's my cash flow on this? Probably better than it's ever been. All right. And if you've had that property for more than a few years, your mortgage pay down is the greater amount the longer you get in the loan, the greater that pays down the principal. So do a real number by number analysis on that, on how it's performing. And you can just look at your cash flow and appreciation. All right. The next thing I would do.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
Let me add, if I may.
Okay.
But one of the interviews I had yesterday, it was a lot of fun. I was interviewing some 20-year-olds. I was interviewing 70-year-olds and everybody in between on some of these. And Randy Lubke, co-author of my book, the Financial Freedom book, What Wall Street May Not Be Telling You. We're going to talk about Wall Street in a good way here too. But one thing, the word he said, Matt, is be surgical. So this kind of is the antithesis to what you were saying. Don't sell, don't panic and sell. Yeah. But there may be some things to sell. Let's be surgical. Let's get in and look at each one, each stock, each ETF, each crypto.
Yes. But what I'm saying don't sell, I'm just saying, don't just go to cash. Don't just sell and be scared of investments, period. Because on the one hand, you might have investments you've had losses on or that have gone down in value. You also have stuff on sale. There is great opportunity usually when there's a recession like this for you to buy stuff at a discount that will have more value later. And so look at what you do have, what you want to keep. That's like, this is an awesome performing asset. And this could be, I want you to do this in every asset, your rental, your investment stock portfolio, your crypto, like look at everything. Maybe even look at what resources you have too, in terms of equity in a home or other things like that you may want to be knowing you have a cushion there if things get worse, or that you may even want to tap into if there's opportunity. So should I stay or should I go? Look at the assets that you should stay. Look at the ones that should go because you have something better you could get into.
Yep. I love it. And okay. I love it. And that's where, and I will highlight this. Randy and I talked about it. When you're looking at your stock portfolio, some of those that have fallen, we're looking at a recession that's probably going to go through the fall, at least. I mean, that's most predictions. We are not at the bottom yet in a lot of asset classes and sectors. So if there's some stock right now I want to sell, I only have a 30-day wait to get around my wash sale rule. So if I want to sell a few things and go, okay, I'm going to wait 30 days and just get back in that. I'm going to stay around for the rebound. That is one I want to keep. You know what? I am going to harvest a loss for 30 days because I think I'm going to, if anything, things might go down over the next 30 days even further. Now, we're not financial advisors. Be careful. I don't need a lawsuit tomorrow saying Mark said to sell, blah, blah, blah. But the point is, look at each one carefully and say, could I rebuy it in a month or two from now? Or should I just move it from Tesla over to Apple or something like that and say, so you're not just going to cash and doing nothing with it. But all right.
Okay.
I'm gonna come back to cash. I still said I had a counter argument to your cash. So okay, but here's my number 7. And Dave Ramsey would be sad because maybe this should have been number 2. Get out of debt. Any of you that have some debt right now, in a recession, debt becomes more expensive. And it can be a noose around your neck. You could be losing your job. A lot of sectors are going to be doing layoffs. I don't know what your situation may be in your small business. Sales may go down a little bit. That's what a recession is, people. So having debt is not a good idea. And that's a constant. So any consumer debt you have, start that snowball. If you, instead of going to cash, if you are going to sell something, pay off some debt, get rid of it. Let's get lean and mean. That's the theory in a recession. You've got to get healthy. You got to get lean. You got to stay educated. You got to stay positive, eat healthy. That's the piece right there.
Love it. Okay. I got a little word for the crypto investors out there. This is a special message for any of you that have bought crypto.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of a good way to, title this. Let me come back to title. What the hell we're going to call this one?
Crypto world.
All right. I guess, well, let me say this for those that are in crypto. I can just talk about Bitcoin here for a second because it's, it's the behemoth in the crypto space, right? It's down almost like it's in the low 20s right now, which is, if you look, it's at 20,000, okay, per Bitcoin right now. Guys, it was 13,000 per Bitcoin. No, in the beginning of 2020, let's just look at that, 9,000. Okay. Let's just take 2 years from now. Let me go to June of 2022. June of 2022. Sorry, June of 2020. Sorry. June of 2020. It was 9,000. All right. In 2 years, it's tripled. And now it's just gone back to only doubling. Now, I know many of you were like, yeah, but I bought last year, Matt. Okay. Go look at the price history in the chart on crypto of the people who bought in 2017. This thing has jumped around all over the place. Be cautious in crypto, of course, like you got to, but also what I would say is look at this in the big perspective. And if you're in crypto and you've been buying crypto, and this is what I'm doing with my own stuff, I'm looking at, why did I buy that? Why did I buy that particular token? What value did it truly have and did I believe in it? Or did you get caught up in the hysteria of what this is and you just bought it because the price was just accelerating drastically? So just make sure you understand the crypto you bought, that you believe in it. And then also put the price changes in context and don't just look at 1 month, 1 year. Look out a few years. You're not buying this to make money off it tomorrow. This goes back to an earlier point of buy for the long haul. These are investments. You're not a trader every day trying to trade on this.
Yeah. Now, Matt's got 2 themes with this point, and I love it, Matt. Let me do the broader theme. This is the same approach you're looking at your crypto, and you alluded to this, is what you do with everything. Let's go back to 2005. How many people were buying real estate that had no clue what the hell they were doing? And they were just buying real estate because everybody else was.
Yeah.
Now, the people that really made the money in the run up, they were buying rentals in 2000 because they understood real estate. They were real estate investors. They loved real estate, and they rode a 10-year run that was unprecedented in real estate. But then everybody else is like, I got to get in that. And they start buying rentals in 2005 and 6, lose everything in 08 and go, real estate sucks. No, maybe we should have understood what we were buying and believe in it. And the same things with crypto. The most of our clients that have made millions in crypto, they were buying it 6 years ago because they believed in crypto.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to stay in crypto and you want to be in crypto, understand it. Learn about the metaverse. See what's going on an Upland and TCG. I heard yesterday at TCG had $100 million real estate sale this week. In virtual real estate, $100 million piece of real estate was sold. People, there's things going on in the world when it comes to currency. Countries are moving to virtual. Biden released an executive order to look more into a crypto aspect of the US dollar. So if you believe in crypto, start following it, start understanding it, and buy the crypto that makes sense. And so I love your point, Matt. It's really about understanding the assets you're buying anyway.
Yeah. And it's the same thing in any asset class, whether it's a stock to buy, a piece of real estate to buy. Don't buy the hype, buy what you know. And even within real estate, take that. There's so many strategies within real estate on what to do with property. Be looking at that same with crypto. Like, what is the economic promise of this? Like, I know I'm getting in early on a lot of stuff, but what's the economic promise of it? And make sure you understand it. Don't just get caught up in the hysteria.
Know why and what you're buying. And I think your crypto is
and I do love Hysteria, by the way. Isn't that a Def Leppard song?
Oh, dude, yeah, it is.
That's a good one.
I saw him live. Oh my gosh, so good. By the way, I'm going to see Midnight Oil this week. They brought
beds are burning, baby.
Oh, dude, it's going to be so good. Beds are burning.
What's that lead singer's name? He's an
Peter Garrett. Peter Garrett.
An interesting cat. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Went on to serve in the parliament.
Parliament. Yeah. In Australia.
Huge, environmentalist. He's just great guy. Huge, 6'4", 6'6", with these huge hands. Anyway, there's so many better songs than Beds Are Burning. I'm a true classic.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Now, number 9. I think we might come up with 10. Okay. Number 9. I'm going to my cash comment.
Ooh, okay.
Now, I know I can get Matt on board on this. What degree is the question? In a recession, you need some cash reserves. Things could get pretty dicey. Again, it's not going to be, World War Z. But the point is, we need cash reserves. The normal adage of having at least 3 months of your cost of living available as a resource is very important. Some people may say even 6 or 9 months in a recession. You need some cash. You need cash reserves. You've got to have some cash. It is safe. It's not going up and it's not going down, but we need it. When things get tight, we're going to curb our spending. We're going to pay attention. We're going to be cautious in what we're doing, and we need some cash, but we're not taking our portfolio to 30% cash. I agree, Matt.
Yeah.
Can you buy into that?
I think the couple of things where cash is nice. One is you do need kind of your just savings. I'm not talking about your taking investments to cash. You just need some savings, right? To get through a 3 months or whatever window you feel is appropriate to have some cash for your living expenses. Also, the one caveat I was going to say on cash is nice, depending on what you believe on where this economy is going. If you want to go be a vulture, right? Cash is awesome when a market crashes and you got a lot of it and there's deals to go buy.
Yes.
All right. What I'm just saying is be the hunter, don't be the prey in this scenario. All right. Be the one that has the cash to go buy the deals. Don't be the one selling and being a moron and selling out when you could have, you know what I mean? That now you're the prey and you got out when you shouldn't have. And so make sure you're strategic about that. And that's where it goes back to the analysis of what you have. Take it in greater context. Don't take a snapshot of just today and, it's priced at this from what it was 3 months ago. Man, zoom out a little more.
I'm glad because you made my point. I actually am trying to move more of my positions to cash to be ready to buy.
Yeah.
That's a difference. If you're like, hey, the recession's going to be here for another 4 to 6 months, we should see some more bargains in fact, even better bargains than now. Bitcoin could get down to 15 grand again. Hell, I'm in, I'm buying.
Yeah.
But the point is, if you're going to cash to just put your head in the sand and hide,
Yeah,
and
because
come
you're
back 3 years
scared.
later, not good. If you're saying I'm going to cash because I'm going to spend it all by Christmas and I'm going to get some bargains, that's different.
Agree. Totally. Yep. See, it came full circle. We are on the same page.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I wanted to say one other thing.
Okay. I've got a 10. Maybe we can combine them. So you say you're one more. I got one more. Let's try to make it number 10. Let's try to craft a number 10.
Okay. This one, I don't know. I'm going to say this one's different. Let me just say
Before
this recession,
preemptive strike. Okay.
I just said this one's, I just mean this one, and I'm meaning the recession is different.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let me tell you why, and why I'm not as worried. And I think a lot of other experts aren't as worried about this recession as much as we have in prior ones. And I gave you the numbers on stock market corrections. You're like, oh, this is gonna be like the .com boom or the financial crisis. Oh my gosh, this is great. Buckle up for a couple of years. Those took a couple of years to get out of. This one's different. There's two indicators that I listened to a lot of stats, but there's two I took away that told me it's not going to be like that.
I love it.
Actually,
Biden will be out. I did it. Biden will be out in a year.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that seems very likely. All right, let me give you. I'm going to give you three stats. One, just unemployment in general is at an all-time low, and that's always the main thing in a recession that you're worried about is people lose jobs. When they lose jobs, they're forced to sell other assets. Like they're forced to sell. They don't want to sell, but now they have to sell. They have to sell their house. They have to do all these things, and that all those prices, these that are investment assets and a part of our wealth, start going down because we have all these people selling stuff. Not to mention they're not consuming in the economy anymore and buying from our small businesses and the big businesses and all this. Okay. So the unemployment is still at like record lows. The second subpart to that is teen employment. If you want to know how hot an economy is and how much workers are needed, look at how many teenagers are working. This year we have record teen employment numbers. It's been so long since I go to a Starbucks and you actually had a teenager serve you. I can't remember any time. Now the place is full of teenagers serving you at Starbucks now. All right. It used to be like, 20 somethings, college kids, older. So that is just like a reflection you can just see. And the last point I will say, which I thought was a really interesting stat, is cash in individual people's checking accounts is at record highs. People still have cash. It's not that they just don't have money. They're just scared of what to do with it.
I'm going to add I love it, Matt. And I would add a fourth. Real estate is fundamentally strong. There's not a mortgage crisis looming. There's not, subprime loans out there.
Yeah.
The real estate market is strong, and more than ever, I don't know what you call the next gen or whatever. I've lost all the generational names. They're ready to buy homes. The 30-year-olds are ready to buy homes, and there is not enough inventory. So the real estate market is strong too.
Let me say on that real estate thing, because the builders are trying to build again, right? This is another stat. Sorry, all these stats. Record number of houses in construction right now than ever. That are in construction, and they're being held up with supply chains. It's taking longer than it normally does. So that's a good fact that says some inventory is coming back.
I love it. That is a great assessment of this recession. I don't know if that qualifies as an action item in recession. So I'm going to give number 10. See if you can get on board with 10. Okay. And I'm going to read the 9. And I think this will be a good number 10 to summarize.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 1, keep your head, be aware, be sharp. Don't go hide out in the mountains in a cabin. Don't go off the grid, and don't freak out. It's going to be okay. We don't want to make decisions out of fear. Number 2, Matt's was, don't panic and sell. Don't take the action of just carte blanche sale of your different assets out of fear. Number 3, do a personal financial statement. Find out what you got. What condition. It's maybe not as bad as you think. You may be surprised to see what's in your portfolio and its current value. Number 4, don't be the dummy. Stay in for the long haul. catch the rebound. Don't just go to cash and set it out and then come back later when it's all back up. Be smart. Number 5, pay attention to your expenses. Pay attention to what you're spending. Curb costs where you can, and be a better consumer and smarter. Get value for your money that you're spending. Number 6, be surgical. Should you stay with some assets? Should you go with some assets? Listen to the clash when you make that analysis. Be surgical. Look at each asset independently. No fail swoop decisions. Number 7, get out of debt. If you have any consumer debt laying around, it is time to get that snowball. If you are going to sell some things, use it to get rid of some cumbersome debt that you need to get rid of. You need to be lean and mean during this recession. Number 8, know why and what you're buying. And this is especially for those cryptos out there that maybe got into hysteria of buying crypto. Reevaluate your crypto portfolio. Get educated on it. There's some great podcasts out there. Start following some. Our Crypto Tax Summit, we had just a plethora of keynote speakers that really knew the market. Start following them. Number 9, have some cash reserves. Cash reserves for emergencies and cash reserves to buy. So, and that's okay as long as you have a plan for that cash, but not just to put it under the mattress. Number 10, and Matt kind of said this, you know, be the hunter, not the hunted.
Not the prey.
Not the prey. And number 10, be ready to buy. I think if you go into the recession going, okay, I'm going to take some steps here. I'm going to get lean and mean. I'm going to be cautious. I'm going to get some bargains. It changes your whole mindset. So number 10 would be one way to recession proof yourself is to come out of it with some steals. I think Warren Buffett's looking for some deals.
Oh yeah. You know, Wall Street loves this stuff, by the way. They love the volatility because
they have a job.
You know, ordinary investor on the street freaks out and sells. And they need that guy to freak out. They're hoping he freaks out so they can buy low. Buy low, sell high is not complicated. And so yet our emotions tell us to do the opposite. But we know the math doesn't work that way. You don't make money that way. But our emotions tell us that's what you should do. So just remember that right now is buying opportunity. But I still love the analysis and what we talked about of looking at the assets you have. Look at the ones you know are definite keepers. Look at the ones you can get rid of because you can do something better because there is opportunity, like Mark said out there. Go out and hunt. It's kind of fun. That's probably the best way to have a positive attitude when there's a recession is think of the opportunity that comes out of this.
Yeah. Well, there you go, my friends. 10 ways to recession-proof your personal life. And I have to say, Matt Sorensen with some incredible data, some good research there, and some commentary on the recession itself, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, I have my bachelor's degree is in economics, you know.
Oh, well, yeah.
Saying,
President Bartlett right there, you know, he's looking for the Nobel Peace Prize, Matt Sorensen.
That's right. I mean, at least like, you know, what's the chair for economics? I don't know, maybe Federal Reserve chairman. Maybe.
You're shoo-in.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everybody for listening or watching. If you caught this on YouTube, please share this with someone. I want my kids to watch and listen to this. I think young people are more susceptible to getting caught up in the hysteria of the recession. This is, oh my gosh, the sky's falling. The older you get, the more you realize that there are ups and downs in our economy, and it's okay. And we can learn from the last one, learn during this one, and be better on the backside. So, thanks everybody. We'll see you next.
Thanks everyone.